Well, I'm here at my brother Nate's today. We got a nice sized little dirt project, for me anyway. He's building a pole barn in a couple of weeks and we need to get a pad built. So we've got some borrowed equipment here. We got a lot of things that got to happen today. We got to move a doghouse, we got to strip topsoil, we got to haul dirt, we got to compact in the fill, and they're calling for rain tonight. I don't know if we're going to get it all done today, but we're going to give it our best effort.
Koch, dig, drive, DIY.
So in 2010, we dug this pond for my brother and we built somewhat of a building pad. We knew an approximate idea where they wanted to do it, but we didn't do it to 100% level. We didn't know the size of the building he'd want to build. And here we are in 2021, trying to get ready for a, what's the size of the building? 36 by 48 pole barn. So we're gonna take the Bobcat and start stripping the topsoil off here so that I can take the backhoe with me over to the site where we're gonna get some dirt. So let's get the Bobcat over here and start pushing this grass off out of the way, and then it'll make room for good compacting clay. Strip that dirt back and then pile it up on the outside. And as we build it all up, we'll get it close to grade, then we can push that back on top around the perimeter of the building. We want to be able to reuse that topsoil on top because that took a lot of work to try to get that grass established on that heavy clay. Even though we put topsoil back on around the top, we want to save it and make it easier to establish the yard. So just take it and push it right out to like where you think the toe of the slope is going to be. But the corner of this building pad is going to be up to here. So strip the topsoil out beyond. Leave it piled up out here, especially out here. Okay, I'm gonna have Nate start running the skid loader. I gotta go start hauling dirt. You don't need to strip more than that much dirt. Just the sod. Look how good that clay is. So I'd get it stripped off just like that, down to clay, and then we'll start building on that. But this is good clay. You can see how waxy it is. That came from the bottom of the pond, so that's good stuff. It's a worm. Okay, we're here at a friend's house to get some dirt. It's about 7 or 8 miles away, so this is going to be like a half-hour turn for each load, probably. This pile of dirt is mostly clay, I think. It's got a little bit of weeds in it, so there's probably little specks of topsoil here and there, but for the most part, this looks like pretty good clay. There's a pretty good amount of it here. So this should be good. So all of this dirt is from a municipal project that they did here in our local town of Harlan. So it's good clay dirt, but there's some vegetation around the outside edge. I hate having any vegetation in it, but Nate's been pulling it out of the piles as he's leveling them out over there. Seems like projects I've done have always been a struggle to either get rid of dirt or a struggle to find dirt. There's never some happy medium. And this one here was a struggle to find good dirt. We're not going to have enough dirt. Yeah, I think I can do one more pretty comfortably. Trying to find the bottom where this dirt's sitting on top of the original dirt. Okay, that'll be a load there, and I'll run her back. It's taken about 25 minutes at least per load, so. All right, well, we got 10 loads out of that big pile of dirt. And after that last load, I just kind of got it graded off, rough graded it with the backhoe a little bit. That way they can get a grader box in here, something to work it down. And hopefully they can get back to using this piece of their yard. But that's 10 loads to the plus column. I'm gonna go to another site and see if I can get just a little bit more dirt. So on to the next place. No problem. Well, that wasn't bad. Now, as long as it doesn't roll down the hill. Okay, this is dirt that came out of this pond over here that Kyle dug. Kyle was so nice to give us some dirt. They cut the rock ledge in around the top after the fact. And so all this dirt is from the rock ledge. And we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get a few loads out of here. holding up really well. I'm glad that this spent an extra day drying because we hauled out of another location first, and we were worried about this being a little wet right here, but looks to be pretty good now. Okay, there's 6 scoops. We're gonna try that. Hopefully I can get up on out of there. We had 10 loads in Harlan, and we're gonna have, this is our first load from Kyle's. Let's see how this does. Just take the skid loader and, you know, back up here and take a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. Is that what you've been doing?
Trying to.
You can fill in that. There's still a little bit of a hole right there where all the bricks are. Then bricks make good fill. So you want to get more fill on this side to bring that front up. See how it's still sloping down by the Bobcat? See how the Bobcat's, I know the Bobcat's sitting on the edge, but just look across there. We need to fill it up in that corner, and it's getting there. That's 10 loads from them, that's 5 Traxel loads. It's getting pretty dark on me, so we're gonna wrap up this day. I'm gonna come back to this probably after the rain, and we'll get things dried up, see what it looks like, check grade, and then go from there. All right, we'll see you on the next day. Well, that was a long day, holy cow. It got dark on us, and we finished up in the dark what we could. Now I'm playing Captain Kleeman and moving equipment all around. But for finishing in the dark, it didn't turn out too bad. I think I hauled 15 or 16 loads. You think it'd be really easy to count to 15 or 16, but for some reason when you get in the thick of it, it's hard to keep track. But then it rained all night. We got over an inch of rain. And so now we're here 2 days later, actually. And this is what we got. So you can see it's got a couple little pockets of water there in the center where it was low, but for the most part, it's all within about 2 inches from side to side and front to back. We'll be putting down a layer of stone to put underneath the concrete, and the stone's nice because you can work that and get it to grade and get a consistent pour. But then, so we got stone and then 3.5 inches of concrete. That'll bring that elevation up a little bit more. And then we got to make sure that we can drain this side of it over here. And then we got to start putting dirt around the outside. So anyway, that's where we're at with the project now. We got to wait for it to dry up a little bit, and then we'll resume. Not today, but we'll be back. And here comes Corinne. Hi, Corinne. How are you doing?
Good.
How you been?
Good.
Good. You want to say hi?
Hi.
Hi. All right, let's go get the skid loader.